Rogers, it's Mr. Lawrence here. This should be a real quick video. I'm very proud of the job you're doing with this stuff, and I think you're building some concepts, understanding of concepts that you never had before. So you're doing a really good job. I'm very, very proud of you. Keep it up. So we're going to review parallel and perpendicular again, just one more time. Should be a pretty quick video. I'm given this linear equation here. This one's in standard form, and I'm given this point 36, -3. I want to know the equation of a line parallel to the equation that goes through this point. Well, the first thing I need is my slope. The slope of the original line, and some of you haven't memorized this. When you're in standard form, you take the negative of A and you divide it by B. Okay, you need to memorize it. Put it on a flashcard. Practice it. It's too easy to not get it right. So A is 3. So I need the negative of A, and then B is -4. -4. Simplifying as best I can, I'll get 3/4. So that's the slope of the original equation. The parallel slope, the slope of a parallel line is the same, 3/4. Now, if I know the slope, an x-coordinate, and a y-coordinate, I should be able to figure out the y-intercept. Well, I'm given an x-coordinate right here. Okay, now some of you are still making a mistake. You're getting your alphabet wrong. Remember, x comes before y, just like in the alphabet. Okay, all right. There we go. I've got that much information. Now, no matter what form the original equation is written in, I always use y equals mx plus b to find my y-intercept. It's just so much easier to do. So the y-coordinate is -3. The slope is 3/4. The x-coordinate is 36. And I wrote it as 36/1, so it's going to multiply by 3/4, and the y-intercept is b. All right, I'm going to do a little simplifying here, and I'm going to get -3. And let's see, that's going to go, 4 is going to go into 36. 9 times 3 is 27, plus b. Looks like b is going to equal, and you know what, I'm going to show this step because I've noticed some really smart people making some silly mistakes because they're not showing the step. So I'm going to go ahead and show it so that you don't try to imitate me, because I can do it in my head and get it right, and that's great. But if you are getting it wrong from doing it in your head, then don't do it in your head. Okay, the most important thing is to get your answer correct. So go ahead and show this little extra step here. It's not really extra, it's sound mathematics. Don't be in a rush to move on. So I'm going to get y equals, what's my slope? 3/4 x. And then my y-intercept is -30. And that equation is, that line is parallel to the original line. If I were to graph them both, you would find that they are parallel. Okay, now I'm going to do a perpendicular one. I just like to say perpendicular. Okay, so let me see here. I need the perpendicular slope, right? Well, if the original slope is 3/4, the perpendicular slope is the negative reciprocal. Okay, if you've been practicing your homework, doing your best in class, this should be getting pretty easy. I think a lot of you will start to agree, geez, when I do my work and I stay on top of stuff, everything gets easier in math. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Okay, y-coordinate, and that will be -3. Okay, so again, I use y equals mx plus b, the slope-intercept form of the equation. I could use point slope form. It would be kind of easy in this, but there's still work involved, and so I'll just pick one way to do it, and I really like the slope-intercept way. So I plug the y-coordinate in, I plug my slope in, I plug the x-coordinate in. I'm going to write it as a fraction because I'm going to be multiplying, and I solve for b. So I get -3 equals, let's see, 3 is going to go into 36 12 times. -4 times 12 is -48, plus b And then I'm going to add 48 to both sides. And I will get 45 equals B. So I need to write my equation. Y equals, my slope was negative 4/3, I believe, x plus 45. There you go. You should be getting pretty good at this. All right, I don't want to make this a long video just for the sake of a long video. I just want to reiterate a couple ideas here. Some of you are really starting to get this x equals 2 and y equals 0. In fact, let me change that y equals 0. Let me make it y equals negative 3. Okay. If you can't tell what kind of lines they are, then get a graph out. Okay. Get a graph out. And let's find some points on x equals 2. What was the equation? X equals what? Oh, x equals 2. So the point 2, 0 will be on that line, right? Oh, I should mark my origin x-axis and my y-axis. All right, I need at least 2 points to have a line. I wonder what point I should put on next. Well, x equals 2. So that means the x-coordinate must be 2. Oh, 2, 4 is on the line. Hey, look at that. I'm going to get a vertical line. It's going to go something like this, right? Let me move this equation out of the way. Whoa, sorry about that. There we go. And looks like it's off just a smidgen. That looks better. Okay, and put an arrowhead on there. So that is a vertical line, right? Now, I want to know the slope of that vertical line. Well, if you're not sure, count the rise and run. Here's point A. Here's point B. How much do I rise? 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is going to be a rise of 4 over a run. Did I run left or right? No, I didn't. But if you don't know what that is, you should know. But if you don't, pull out a calculator and punch it in. Don't get this wrong. The calculator will give you an error message because you're not allowed to divide by 0, which means that this slope is undefined. It's an undefined slope. Okay? Now, with this y equals negative 3, it is in slope-intercept form, but a lot of you won't recognize that, or you'll think the slope is negative 3. So let's treat it the same way we treated this one. Let's find 2 points on this line. Remember, y equals negative 3. So 0, negative 3 must be on the line. How did I know that? Because y is negative 3. X could be any number, but y must be negative 3. How about 4 for the x-coordinate? Y? What is y? What's that? Negative 3. You're right. So, I think I've got that in the wrong place. I think I've got that at 3, negative 3. So I need to move it over one more. So this line is going to end up being horizontal, like this. And I'm going to change its color so that when you're looking at it, you can tell the difference. All right. So properties, boom, and there we go. All right. So a horizontal line, well, let's figure out its slope. So let's see. I've got my 2 points. There's point A. Point B is kind of hard to see. Let me make it bigger. How much do I run moving from A to B? Well, I run 0. How much, how much do I rise? I rise 0 moving from A to B. I run 1, 2, 3, 4. And incidentally, you could have picked any 2 points on the line, right? I could have used this point here, like A and C. I could have used C and B. I could have put a point over here and called it D. Okay, any 2 points would work. All right, now, again, if you don't know what this equals, punch it in a calculator. You'll find that you do get 0. So, vertical line has an undefined slope. Horizontal line has a 0 slope. What relationship do they have to each other? They're perpendicular. Exactly. All right. I don't think I'm going to go any longer with this. You know, we got the partner quiz coming up. Hopefully you've got your homework in so you get a partner for the dance. Anyway, Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.